What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Welcome back. And the Tottenham content is back, people. Spurs pre-season, or they're calling it an exhibition match, tomorrow, 1 o'clock kickoff against Motherwell at Hotspur Way. And it's not something usually that would get me excited, but seeing as we haven't seen Spurs in so long, it's definitely something that is getting me excited. And I'm here to give you a predicted lineup for tomorrow. Obviously, we know the likes of Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Rodrigo Bentancur, Ben Davis, Ivan Perisic and Papa Matasar all been at the World Cup. So we do have a depleted squad to choose from. So let's get straight into it. We're going for a 3-4-3 formation. In goal, we're going to see Fraser Forster. Obviously, he had a really good start in the Carabao Cup against Nottingham Forest. So hopefully he can carry on in that suit. I think that we will see a lot of changes as well. So maybe in the second half, we will see Brandon Austin come on in place of him. But I am expecting Fraser Forster to start. And in terms of this lineup, the way I'm picking it is I'm going for the strongest lineup possibly available. So that's the way we're going. In terms of a right wing back, we're going to go for Emerson Royal. Obviously, Doherty's in the squad, Jed Spence's in the squad, but we're going to side with Emerson Royal to start this game. And I think we will see Jed Spence tomorrow. I really do think we will see Jed Spence. And in terms of Matt Doherty, I got a feeling that they might use Jed Spence on the right and then maybe bring Doherty on the left. So we're starting with Emerson at right wing back. Right centre back, we are going to go for Japhet Tanganga. We haven't seen him in a long time, and he has been spotted in training, so he is recovered from his injuries and stuff like that. So Japhet Tanganga, we're slotting in at the right centre back role. In the central centre back, we're going to go for Clement Longley, who's been fairly impressive since joining Spurs. I think we all want to see a bit more from him, but I think as time has progressed, he has kind of got better and better, and hopefully this second half of the season, or second period of the season, we'll really see him come to the fore and announce himself as one of our starting back three centre-backs. In terms of the left centre-back, we're going to go for Davinson Sanchez. We know he's usually deployed as a right centre-back, but we saw in the friendlies and at some point in the season where we were struggling at left centre-back, and we brought Davinson Sanchez in to play that role, albeit he didn't do it very well. But in this game, I think he should be fine against a Motherwell in an exhibition match. So that's a back three of Tanganga, Longley and Sanchez. In terms of the variations that maybe players that we can bring on, we've got Lyons Foster, Max Sayers and Maxim Paxgotzi, who have all been spotted in training as well. So hopefully, or we're expecting them to see a few minutes in this game, possibly in the second half. And in terms of left wing back, there is only one option, and that is Ryan Sessegnon. Obviously back from injury, he is spotted in training as well. So I think most likely he will be starting. So that's a back five of Fraser Forster in goal, Emerson Royal right wing back, Ryan Sessegnon left wing back, and a back three of Japhet Tanganga, Clement Longley and Davinson Sanchez, with possibly Matt Doherty filling in for Sessegnon at the left and Jed Spence filling in for Emerson on the right when they do make changes in that second half. Moving on to the midfield, the right side of the midfield, we're going to go for Ollie Skipp. And Ali Gold has been speaking about Ollie Skipp this week, and he said that people within the England setup, people within the Tottenham setup, all have very high hopes for Ollie Skipp, and they're saying that he is one that tops all the charts in terms of fitness, in terms of this whole squad. So that's really impressive. So I want to see Ollie Skipp really kick on in this second half of the season, like we know he can. He had a really strong start to the season under Nuno, and when Conte came in, and obviously he got that big injury that kept him out of the second half of the season. So I'm expecting big things from Ollie Skipp, and hopefully we can see a good performance from him tomorrow. And alongside him, I'm expecting to see Yves Bissouma there, and it's going to be interesting because when Bissouma signed, I actually said I would really like to see a middle two of Bissouma and Skipp to see how they get on. I know it's not a competitive game, not against a great opposition, but at least we're going to see them together and see how they can work together. So in terms of the variations that we can play between Bissouma and Skipp, we've got Harvey White, we've got Alfie Devine, we've got Max Robson, and we've also got Niall John, all going to be within the squad. So I'm expecting some of those to see minutes. The one I'm most excited about is obviously Alfie Devine. Harvey White as well. We've seen him come in on various occasions and impress, especially when we did play Mura a few years ago. And he did impress maybe at Portsmouth last year on loan. But Alfie Devine is the one where I think every Spurs fan is so excited to see him play. Still very young, so I don't expect to see him breaking into the first team structure soon. But he is one to definitely look out for the future. So that's Bissouma and Skipp in the middle to start off with. In terms of the front line, obviously we know Sonny is not going to be there. Kane ain't going to be there. Richarlison ain't going to be there. So it's going to be a very makeshift front three. But the one player that is going to be there that everyone is excited to see, and that is Dejan Kulusevski. Very well rested. Sweden won at the World Cup. If any of you saw the training videos, he looked so sharp. So I'm expecting Kulusevski to play and probably play the majority of the game as well. We've got a young player in Iago Santiago who can play right wing as well. So he might be coming on for Kulusevski in the second half if he needs a rest. On the up front, we're going to go for Lucas Moura, who's obviously back from injury. He's been spotted in training. The variations for Lucas Moura is an interesting one because we've got Will Lancashire, who we signed off Sheffield United in the summer for $2.5 million, who has been doing really well for the under-18s. So maybe he is in with a shout to have a few minutes here. But we've also got Jamie Donnelly, who I don't know if you saw, but a week ago he scored an absolutely sensational goal. I'm not sure if it was for the under-23s or the under-18s, but it was insane, and he is banging them in for fun at that level. So maybe it's time for him to get on the pitch as well and show what he's about in an exhibition match. But last but not least, on the left-hand side of the attack, we're going to go for Bryan Gil, and he sparked a lot of conversation in terms of the Spurs fan base when he came on against Frankfurt and the other Champions League game, where he showed that maybe he is ready to mix it up with the first team. I think that he still has some building to do in terms of his physicality and his stature, but there's no two ways about it. He's got some great technical ability, his footballing ability, and I would like to see him start getting more minutes. And so we need to put him through some sort of Bayern Munich regime where we really bulk him up, because I do believe that he can become a really good player for us. So look, that's Bryan Gil on the left, and in terms of a variation for him, someone that we can bring on in the second half, and that is Mundal, who plays for the under-23s, and he's been also training with the first team this week with Antonio Conte. So he's definitely one that we can see. So in terms of those players, that looks like that is going to be our entire squad going into this Motherwell friendly tomorrow. So let's run through that lineup with you guys one more time. It's Fraser Forster in goal, a back three of Japet Tanganga, Clement Longley, Davinson Sanchez. Right wing back is Emerson Royale, left wing back Ryan Sessegnon, a middle two of Yves Bissouma and Ollie Skip, with a front three of Kulusevski, Bryan Gil and Lucas Moura. Thinking about it now, it's interesting. I mean, maybe it could be Lucas Moura on the right and Kulusevski up top, but I think in terms of personnel, that will be the personnel that we will see tomorrow. But let me know in the comment section below if you think that any different players, you think that maybe some of the youth players will get a chance to start tomorrow. But that's the lineup I personally think that we're going to go for tomorrow. In terms of a score prediction, I think it's completely insane to try to predict a game like this, but I'm going to go for 4-0 to Spurs in a friendly against Motherwell. I'm not sure what kind of Motherwell team we're going to see as well, but that is the Spurs lineup we're going to go for as well. We're going to do a watch along tomorrow for the Spurs game. So kickoff is at 1 o'clock. So come and join us at 1:45. We'll be doing a bit of build up to the game and also take you through every kick of the exhibition match tomorrow, 1 p.m. We're also doing World Cup watch alongs at 3 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. So looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.